Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cabin Creek Homestead. Last week we had a kids camp here on our farm for the first time ever, and I wanted to give you a little update on how it went. We had 9 children come here for farm camp last week, and we had 4 days from 8:30 to 1, and it was absolutely spectacular. I'm one of the people in the world that really enjoys children, and I really love teaching. That's why I homeschool my children. I have taught in a number of different scenarios in several countries, actually. And so being here on the farm and sharing my excitement over animals and plants and farming was just one of the greatest joys ever. On the very first day, we went out into the pasture right here, and we just let everybody get to know all the animals all at once. We didn't concentrate on an animal that day. It was more about letting them see everything that is here, and we went on a really long walk and we played scavenger hunt bingo. And it was so fun to watch their eyes light up when they finally found something. So we were able to both look for animal tracks and identify a few really important things in nature, like poison ivy and poison sumac, and understand what horse nettle is and find the really good kind of grass. And we even found ryegrass growing wild, although I doubt it's like natively wild, but I digress. So the first day I was nervous because this is a working farm with heavy machinery and with big animals, and the kids were great listeners. They were really eager to follow instructions, and they knew that the more that they listened, the safer they were going to be, and the more that I could let them explore. After camp every day, I put together little snippets of videos that I had been taking throughout the day, and I put them together into a small video for the parents and other people in our community to see, and this is that video. Watching those back just fills me up with so much joy. So on the second day, we went ahead and concentrated specifically on horses. I wanted them to understand the basics of horsemanship, what it was like to put a halter on a horse and lead them around, what it was like to groom a horse and all the different brushes that are included in grooming, and why it's so important to take care of their coat and why it's important to take care of their feet. They found picking out a horse's hoof to be odd and entertaining and hilarious, and my minis were just so great during all of this. They are definitely one of the sweetest additions to this farm, having those miniature horses, so that was great joy. On the third day, we got to enjoy the goats. We focused specifically on goats, how to take care of them, what they eat, and how their stomach is different than a cow's stomach or a horse's stomach. They are ruminant animals, and what that means for them, and some things that you have to give them to help them digest food carefully. We also explored milking our mama goat, Helen. Now, I do not milk her often. This is my first experience with goats, and I don't have a pasteurizer. So that means that even if I do milk her, that milk I would definitely give to somebody who wants raw milk, but I have autoimmune issues in my gut, and I have had E. coli in the past. All of my children have had it, and that's just not a journey I want to take again. So no raw milk for us, but more power to those of you who really love it, and there are health benefits to it that I will not deny. But because she is not milked often, she was a little bit unruly, so we didn't get a ton of milk out of her, but it still was a great experience for everybody to see that mammals feed their baby with milk. After that, we got some heavy whipping cream, and it was pasteurized from the grocery store, simply because I'm not going to give other children raw milk. That is for their own parents to decide. And we began making butter, and everybody got a mason jar that was half full of heavy whipping cream, and they took turns on their team shaking that milk. Now, when you start to shake it, you help the milk solids to gather together, and it separates from the buttermilk. And so I saved all the buttermilk, and then we kept shaking until that butter formed a solid ball. Then we came into my kitchen and we mixed in some herbs and spices and a little bit of garlic, and oh my gosh, that butter was so delicious. We rolled it up into a ball, left it in the fridge to harden for a little bit, and we came back later and spread it on toast. It was delicious. A couple of kids are like, nah, butter's just okay, but my co-teacher and one kid in particular really loves butter. I think we're gonna be best friends one day, for sure. So that was our adventure in goats that day. And here's the video from day 3. On our very last day, we went back into the pasture and we had our same routine that we had had every morning. we collected eggs, we fed all the animals, we groomed the horses and the donkeys that would let us. And then it was time to go explore the creek. Now this was our water day. We have this beautiful winding creek that goes alongside the west side of our property, and it ends in this really small waterfall. Now it's small to us, but it's really big to kids. And so everybody changed into their swimming clothes and we walked down. Well, it felt like exploring because there were huge cliffs, there was moss, there was mushrooms, the dragonflies were everywhere, and it felt like it was a fairy tale. I was very proud of the property for shining so gloriously that day and being so beautiful. And the water was not high and the rocks were not that sharp. So we got to the end of the creek and the waterfall was just so fun, and a few kids just jumped all the way in and went swimming because we have kind of a deep watering like a swimming hole down there. And after they had their fill of swimming, we came back up to the house for lunch and played in the sprinkler. And then at the very end of the day, a few of the kids really wanted to see their favorite animals before. Some of the kids, their favorite animal was the pig. Some of them, it was the horses. A lot of the kids loved the chickens. Like, that was the best part of the farm for them. For me, they just provide a service. My favorite part is the horses and the donkeys. But I was just so pleased that there was the diversity of animals that they loved, because if they all only liked the horses, you know, I only have 2 miniature horses, but anyway, they kind of spread out into the pasture, and by now they knew where the grooming materials were, they knew where the lead ropes were, they knew where the pig's brush is, and it was just wonderful to see them independently go up to the animal that they felt really close to and just spend time with them. So that's what we did until the end of the day. I already, at the end of that 4th day, I was really wishing that it had been a full day, 5-day camp. Kids that age, just after they rest and have lunch, they are just ready to go again, and it was really hard to say goodbye. Several of them have said they want to come back for camp, and I can't wait to see them again. It's always nice to make new friends and see children explore an area that they've never been exposed to before. So I can't wait for the rest of the summer camps this summer. If you are in the Shelby, North Carolina area and you want to apply for our camp, it's on our website and you can go buy your ticket now. It's www.cabincreekhomestead.com. So that is all. Here's the last video from the week, and I hope you enjoyed seeing this new little thing that's going on our farm here. That's all for today, and we'll see you next time. Bye.